OMG, this changes everything about real estate as we know it in Africa. What? So recently they found what is now the world's largest diamond in a country in Africa called Botswana, and it's changing the way people see Africa at large. Like real estate and everything about Africa is changing across the world because of this one find in Botswana. So in this video I will share my thoughts as to why now is the best time to be present in Africa's real estate future. So you don't want to miss this video, so make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe and watch this video till the end because we're gonna go deep. Okay, so from my perspective, there are a few areas in real estate that I think this is going to impact from our experience of exploring real estate in Africa for the past few years now here in the Gambia: lands and rentals. Okay, so let's start with lands. What area I believe that it's going to impact mostly? So I personally believe that it will increase land prices. Since the era of return, the spotlight has been placed on the Gold Coast, Ghana. You know, Ghana, in history, Ghana has been called the Gold Coast of Africa. That's where, you know, Europeans went to really take all of the gold. Well, they tried to take all of the gold out of Ghana and take it back to Europe. So Ghana has been the first country in Africa to really open up the door on an international scale and tell people to come home. And since that has been happening, a lot of descendants and a lot of diaspora and Ghanaians has been coming back in droves to really invest in the country. And now a find like this is going to really light a revolution, let me call it a repatriation revolution of diasporan people that move from their native country to Europe to do businesses, to be, you know, because they believe that there is not enough opportunities in their country. Maybe at the time things was not going the way that they believe that, you know, it could really help to improve the country. So they move overseas, migrate overseas for better opportunities. But now with a find like this in Botswana, a lot of people are looking at Africa in a total different light. They're saying, yo, if you can find a piece of diamond like this in Botswana, what can you find in Ghana? That rhyme, right? Botswana, Ghana. Right? It's like, yo, if you can find something like this in Botswana, what can you find in Ghana? What can you find in Gambia? What can you find in Bissau? What can you find in Senegal? So you see a lot of people are now coming back and they're going to want to buy a piece of land now. So let's say back like 3-4 years ago, when nobody is talking about Africa, at least not on the scale that they're talking about Africa right now, a piece of land was maybe like $500 US, right? A big size, and I'm not talking a small piece, I'm talking a big size land, right? Maybe a couple acres or so. Right now, in order for you to buy a piece of land in certain African countries, the price is so high, and that is before the finding of this diamond. So now when you have diamond that is being found and, you know, it's been broadcast to the entire world, everybody's like, whoa. So if I buy a piece of land and I buy a shovel or a fork and I dig it, am I going to find a piece of diamond in my backyard? A lot of people are like, yo, well, let me just invest this money and see if I can find a piece of diamond. And then you have, you know, diaspora and Africans that are like, okay, if these people are coming, because it's a Canadian company that find the diamond in Botswana, so they're like, yo, if these people are, you know, doing mining in my country and they're finding these diamonds, what about me? Why don't I go back to my country, invest in these lands, and basically see if I can find some oil and some diamonds, I don't know, maybe some gold. And because of that reality, a lot of people are buying, even with the risk that are involved in buying lands. You know, when it comes to buying lands, no matter where in the world you're buying a piece of land, buying land is one of the most riskiest business there is, because there's too much things that go in buying a piece of land. You know, lands in Africa is indigenously owned by people like who first came to the land, and they are the custodians of the land, and they are the ones who sell the land to someone who want to, you know, maybe develop the land by living there, or turn it into agriculture, or turn it into a manufacturing facility where it can benefit the community or benefit people's lives around. And so you basically have to do a lot of research into the type of land land that you're going to buy before you buy it. And sometimes these research take a lot of time, and sometimes, you know, even with all of the research, there's still things that are not on record, especially when it comes to the west side of Africa, where certain things are not logged digitally. You know, it's logged on file or paper or in mind, because some people, they log things in their brains, and that's how they keep it like that. So there's a lot of risk when it comes to it, but I see people are still taking that risk, and they're buying lands because they're like, yo, the value of land is only going to be increased, it's never going to be decreased. And you know, Africa is still on the rise. A lot of people are still talking about Africa. You have content creator like Wadamaya that is exposing Africa to the world. You have Teo, you have so many more content creators that are traveling and showing people what Africa has to offer comparing to the outside world. And so people's eyes are being opened to the reality of what Africa has to offer to them. So, you know, people are taking risks, they are buying their lands, and they're just hoping for the best as Africa keep on progressing and growing over time. Because since we've been here, the growth in Africa has been so tremendous. Like in Gambia here, there was not good roads everywhere. Now I see little efforts has been making to put good roads, new buildings are going up. So there's a lot of improvement, which is increasing the real estate of Africa every day. Like, seriously. So because of that, now the diamond find, you know, it's all over social media, it's all over the TV. If you have radio, maybe you hear about it, the big diamond that they find in Botswana. And if you're a landowner right now, landowners are getting greedy there, because they're like, yo, me, I don't know what's inside my land. You know, some of these lands that are here, they used to use them for agricultural purposes, but some people, they stop farming in some places, so it's just trees there right now, timbers and some other trees that they use for building furnitures and stuff like that. They just leave it like that. So now they're like, okay, if there's a possibility to find a piece of stone like this under my land here, then maybe I should increase the value of my land. They're going to say, oh, if this diamond, I think they said the diamond is worth like 400 million US dollars estimatedly, and it's rough. So he's looking at the size of the diamond, is like, yo, me have a big piece of land, so if the diamond is worth 600 million, then maybe my piece of land is worth 1 million US dollars. So the prices on land is going to increase, because also landowners are going to get greedy now and say, yo, to be honest with you, I hear that you can find diamonds and gold underneath this land, so I don't know what's under my land, so I'm going to sell you for a high price. I'm just kidding, but you know what, it can be truth, we don't know, because the way they evaluate land here is based on what other people are saying about, you know, the area, you know, if there's development there. So if there's a big news going out that you can find diamonds in Africa, we already know you can find diamonds and gold in Africa, but if it's going international, then the land price may go up, because of landowners want to increase their prices, and it's like that. So another thing that will happen is that a lot of diasporans are returning home, as I said. That can also help to impact the prices on real estate, rental prices, as well as land prices, because right now, as I said, a lot of Africans, they move out of Africa to go and try and find better life in Europe because of how it has been advertised. Even though Africa has been developed, you know, are developing every day. There are new places, new shopping center, new malls. Some African countries that you go there, you will not even know that you're not in Africa based on the development that you have seen. It's not like a CNN or a BBC when they show you documentary of kids with flies and, you know, alligators are going to eat you, or snakes, or some stuff like that that is going to make you be afraid to come to Africa and invest. No, Africa is being rapidly developing. And so I know a lot of diasporan Africans are like, whoa, my country is developing. When I was leaving Gambia, when I was leaving Ghana, it was not like this. So the growth of the country is going to really pull a lot of diasporan back to their original country, wherever they are from. And those people are going to want to also invest in the country. Maybe they're going to want to build apartment units. Maybe they're going to want to build a house to live in, or, you know, they're going to want to buy lands for agricultural purposes. And this can also help to impact the pricing and the value on real estate in those local countries, right? So let's say, for example, here in the Gambia, there's been a lot of diasporan Gambians who have been turning their eyes back to their country. They're like, yo, when I was there at this time, this was not there, the road was not there. I've never seen such buildings there. The fact that these buildings are going up, it means two things. Either people like me are coming back to invest in real estate, or other developers from other countries are coming to invest in my country. So if they're investing in my country, why don't I come and invest in my country, right? So this is the reason why I believe it's going to also impact the price of real estate, based on the fact that more people are going to be spending money. And the fact that if a landowner, for example, right here at this vicinity where I'm at, is selling a piece of land for $2 million, let's say that's around $2 million, let's say 40,000 US dollars, right? And a person come and buy the land at this location for the 40,000 US dollars. Another person cannot come and go down the road and buy a piece of land for 30,000, 20,000 anymore, because the fact that this landowner successfully sold his land here for 40,000 US dollars, then the landowner down the road is going to sell his land for 50,000 US dollars or 60,000 US dollars, sometimes even more than that. So this is how the certain shift in the society, certain shift in terms of people and how they're spending can increase prices in certain sectors. To me, I believe the overall real estate sector will increase as people will see new opportunities to invest in Africa, because as I said, there has been a lot of bad press about Africa and certain African countries because people don't want people to go there to invest. They want it to stay like that so they can come behind and buy it for less than nothing. But when you see a news like this that is going out that people are finding diamonds and golds in certain African countries, it's definitely going to draw a lot of people who want to discover what is available in those countries, and they're going to want to come and they're going to want to rent these apartments. They're going to want to come and possibly buy these lands for the possibility of finding wealth themselves. I remember a story of a Nigerian woman who bought a piece of land somewhere around the city area. I think she was having challenges before she buy the land, and she found a way to buy the land. And when she was digging the foundation on the land, she dig and hit oil. When the foundation was being dig, she found oil on the land. Right? She didn't have any money. Based on the story, if I remember correctly, she didn't have much money. She went and borrowed a loan to buy the piece of land, and when they were constructing on the piece of land, they found oil on the piece of land that she bought. That's according to the story. If I can find the article, I will link it. If I cannot, I am just talking about something that I remember of a Nigerian woman who buy a piece of land and find oil on it. If you guys know of that story, please comment and let us know in the comment section if you know about that story. If you know of a story of someone buying a piece of land and finding oil or finding diamond or gold on it, please do comment and let us know. We want to hear from you guys. Some people will say, why would they find the diamond and go and advertise it to the world? Is a bad thing. For me, it can be bad in terms of that it's not going to make that country become a target somehow, because now people are going to say, oh, if there's this piece of diamond there, is it possible that there's more diamonds there in the country? And it can also cause ruin to the lands, because when you mine the land, you are destroying it. And sometimes when they mine the land, they don't backfill it and cover it back nice. They just leave the big hole there, so you'll see this crater, and that can also mess with the ecosystem, disrupting wildlife and how people live. It can also mess with the atmosphere and all these things. So I don't know if this company from Canada is backfilling and doing his thing, and even a Canadian company. Some people say, why a Canadian company in Africa mining stone? Why not an African company mining stones in its own country? And that's a story for another day. But a lot of people are saying that it can be good and it can be bad from my perspective. It can be good, as I said, it can attract a lot of people who want to come to Africa now to invest, because a lot of people were shying away from investing in Africa because of the stories of some people having bad experience because of one thing or the other that they did or did not do. And so a lot of people might have been shying away from investing in Africa. And now this is going to maybe turn a new page on people to let them say, oh wow, if you can find this, then maybe it's worth the risk. To me, I would say Africa is worth every risk because Africa is where everything is at. What you can find in Africa, you cannot find it elsewhere in the world. My experience of living in Africa is that there's a whole lot of opportunity here for everyone to make it rich if they want, or live happy if they want, or find spiritual connection if they want. But for us on this channel, we are sharing with you real estate opportunities and how you can access and monetize them. I really do hope that you guys enjoy this video, and comment below and tell me what you guys think about this big finding of that diamond in Botswana. Do you think the government should keep it or sell it? You know, because I'm hearing that they're going to maybe sell it to some foreign company. Yeah, I don't know if that's the price. They should just hold on to that piece of stone and make the highest bidder come. That's what I think. But what do you guys think? Please comment below and let me know what you're thinking. And also, watch this other video that is coming. Do not miss it.